What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii and I'm back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing the playthrough of the brand new clash that has arrived on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global, the global first GARP and SENGOKU dual unit. This is the very first clash in any version of One Piece Treasure Cruise that is actually a dual unit, which is fantastic. I've already made a couple of different videos talking about the event and what to expect, and in this video we'll be discussing a little bit more in depth and more in detail as to what to expect heading into this fight. Now, this character is actually very, very good. As you can see, I've actually gone ahead and given him maxed out his cotton candy with HP and attack. I just think he's a fantastic unit. I'm really happy that we now have this character in the game, considering that I think it was like in August or something when this actual vote went through, where we actually voted for this character. So we've had to wait like 4 months for them to develop this character, but he's finally here, GARP and SENGOKU. So before we get into the breakdown of the actual fight itself, I want to go ahead and talk about the unit as a whole, because the video that I made previously about the character itself, there were a couple of little things that we did not know and I did not state, including his sailor abilities, his potential abilities, and everything like that. So let's go ahead and talk about him. So this is the dual character, the dual version of GARP and SENGOKU. He is going to be a Dex or an Int character, and he is a fighter cerebral when he is combined. When he is the normal SENGOKU character, he's an Int fighter cerebral, and when he is GARP, he is a Dex fighter free spirit. So you can see that he does have a couple of class changes along the way, and he does change his color, of course. So the fused captain effect of GARP and SENGOKU is actually really good for a free-to-play character. He's going to boost fighter characters' HP by 1.2, he also boosts fighter characters' attack by 3 times, and boosts his own attack by 4 times, and he makes Dex, Int, Recovery, and Tandem Orbs beneficial to fighter characters. It's such a great captain effect. 4 of the 7 natural orbs are matching, 4 times to himself, 3 times to all other fighter characters. He's actually a little bit reminiscent of 6 Plus Cavendish. If you guys have not seen the video that I made on 6 Plus Cavendish, where he's actually out on Japan right now, he's very similar to this in terms of the multipliers, because Cavendish is 4 times to himself and then 3 times to Strength, Dex, and Quick characters. This is just a better captain effect, just in general, just overall, because of the fact that he gives you so many more matching orbs, and obviously you get a little bit more diversity with being a fighter class. But overall, I'm actually really happy with how they've actually made his captain effect. Now, the fused captain effects is what is going to be different from the previous video that I made talking about these characters. Now, the video that I made previously was talking about their 4-star versions of their captain effects. We now have confirmation on their 5-star evolved, fully maxed captain effects. So this is Sengoku's captain effect. He's going to be fighter characters' HP by 1.2 and also 2.5 times attack to fighters. And then Int Orbs will be counted as beneficial to fighter characters. Very, very good captain effect overall because of his switching effect, which we'll talk about in a minute. Now we'll go into GARP. So GARP has a captain effect of boosting fighters' HP by 1.2, so they all have that. He's going to boost fighter characters' attack by 2.25, and he boosts his own attack by 3 times, and also will make fighter characters' Dex slots count as beneficial. Just overall, I just love the way that this character is made, and I think a lot of people are going to be quite happy, and just I'm going to be interested to see how people are actually going to be utilizing these characters in One Piece Treasure Cruise. And now if we talk about the switching effect of this character, you'll see that they're going to boost fighter characters' attack by 1.2 times for 1 turn, and he gives himself a matching orb. This is so amazing, right? Because this means that the multipliers that this character gives in terms of his captain effect are just automatically better just in the normal mob turns, because this means that this 1.2 boost will make GARP be a 3.6 boost to himself, and then I believe it's a 2.7 boost to all other fighters. And then for Sengoku, when you switch it to him, his multiplier is basically a 3x fighter captain effect, which is great. Obviously, if you're going to be using other types of type boosts and stuff, that won't really be taken into account, but this just means that, when you're switching in between these characters every single turn on a mob stage, their multipliers are just naturally going to be higher because of the natural attack boost that you get given from the switch effect. These characters have an amazing special as well, removing all beneficial effects placed on your crew, meaning that, you can switch these characters back and forth, and, when you get that type boost, you might not want to get a 1.2 times type boost. This character gets rid of that. Also, he will reduce Despair by 2 turns, and also greatly boost fighter characters' attack and slot effects for 1 turn. As we know, it's going to be a 1.75 orb and attack boost, and he becomes the fused character GARP and Sengoku for 3 turns. Now, lots of other free-to-play, or just the other free-to-play characters in the game that are dual characters, are only a 1-turn fusion. This character is a 3-turn fusion, like Whitebeard and Marco, and like Luffy and Ace in terms of the legend characters. So I'm very, very happy with the fact that he's actually a 3-turn fusion. And his potential effects, his first one is slot bind resistance by 5 turns, and his secondary one is critical hit, being a 70% chance for landing 7% extra damage. But overall, that is the whole breakdown of this character. I think is a great unit, honestly, one of the best raid units in the entire game. Hopefully this doesn't take too long to arrive on the JP version of the game, because I know a couple of the JP players have already mentioned in comment sections and stuff that they really want this character. Hopefully it doesn't take too much longer. But now let's actually go ahead and finally get into the playthrough against GARP and Sengoku. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you guys 2 different teams in this video. The first one here is the team that I came up with, which was a double Katakuri team. I got to run with my boy. Katakuri is one of my favorite legends in the game, and I definitely wanted to run with him. I was trying to build a Guild Tesoro team, but honestly, there were so many different things that were not stated in the original banner for this specific raid boss that is kind of annoying, because there were so many other different things that we just didn't expect heading into this raid boss. But you can see on stage 1 here, we have a whole bunch of different fodder characters, though there was one guy at the very start there that you saw had a 3-hit Great Barrier, so make sure to actually take him down. And the 3 marine guys at the front, the int guys, will actually blind you for like 5 or 6 turns if they get a chance to attack you. So on stage 1, make sure to kill all of those marine guys at the front row before they get a chance to attack. Stage 2 here is your typical stall stage, which is going to be with, you know, the lobsters, the crab, and also the turtle as well. Once again, make sure to kill the mob characters, otherwise, you know, you're going to be taking a lot of damage here. These are a really good opportunity here to stall up. Make sure you get your specials ready, especially Strength Marco. He is honestly the MVP for this raid. Strength Marco is phenomenal if you have him. Just try and run him on a team that you can build with him, because he's just amazing. On stage 4, you're going to be using him to get rid of any negative buff that each of the stage 4 variations will actually put on your crew. Now, here we go on stage 3. Now, stage 3 is pretty important. The blue character in the front row will actually both bind both your captains for 6 turns when you kill him. So that is something to note, and that is exactly why Strength Marker is great. So we can actually end this turn here, and when we kill him, we're going to get binded for 6 turns, and that means that with Sockets and the Marco special ability, we can completely unlock our characters heading into stage 4. Now, stage 4 has 2 separate variations. There is one variation with GARP, and there's one variation with Sengoku, and with the 2 teams here, I have a different variation with each of these teams here. So for the GARP stage in particular, he has 3.3 million HP, and he attacks every single turn for 8,500, but you can see with his preemptive, he actually enrages himself, making his damage go to like over 20,000 for his first attack. Marco's good here because he can actually go ahead and give you that damage reduction, and also he has a 1-turn resilience, so removing the resilience or having an end of turn damage hit is going to be useful here. You can see he does have a delay protector, so you can reduce his defense, you can poison him still, and that can kind of be an easier way to get through this particular stage. Following stage 4, we move on to the final boss fight, which is going to be GARP and Sengoku. Now, these characters have 5.2 million HP, and they attack every turn for just under 10,000 damage. You can see that their preemptive attack has a strength orb barrier for 2 hits for 2 turns. So having someone to either give you your strength orbs or to go ahead and just remove the barrier are obviously going to be ways to get around this particular fight here. And with this particular team, it is kind of orb RNG luck, because if you get like a tandem or recovery orb on your strength units, then you obviously cannot get your strength orbs with the Katakuri special. But this is a really annoying fight, because after the first turn of attacks, he's actually going to special bind the top 4 characters on your crew for 2 turns, and then on the second turn, he's going to paralyze your entire crew. I believe it's for like 2 or 3 turns, and also on the turn 4, he's actually going to clear all your buffs on your crew, and he just keeps doing that over and over again, where he special binds, paralyzes, and he does like some orb manipulation as well. He's just super duper annoying, and the best way to get around this is to just try and take him down in 1 turn. Otherwise, you're going to be taking a bunch of different negative buffs that you don't really want to actually go ahead and do. He actually does have a special interrupt as well. His special interrupt will go ahead and state that, you know, if you do any sort of health cut to him, he is actually going to fully heal. So, you know, that is something to worry about as well. A lot of people are using a Lucy team with Colosseum Lucy, who health cuts. He does actually fully heal when you use a health cutting special. Now, this team is a massive shout out to Juicy Jazzy Jeff. Shout out to him. I was actually trying to build a Shanks team, and as I was in the middle of building this Shanks team, you know, I actually did come across this video. So, luckily enough, Juicy Jazzy Jeff actually came up with this team. So, link to his channel will be in the description down below. This team I was trying to test out utilizing a Shanks team. Kudos to him for utilizing V2 Doflamingo. He's actually really nice here. You can go ahead and use his special on the revive, and you just completely get rid of GARP and Sengoku, which is absolutely amazing. Now, the variation that I didn't talk about was the Sengoku variation on stage 4. So we already talked about GARP and what he does, but Sengoku on stage 4 is an int character. He has 2.6 million HP, and he has a preemptive attack that will halve your chain multiplier and also boost his own attack for 2 turns. And the thing about him that is so annoying is the fact that he will also go ahead and deal 14,000 damage as a death hit. So you actually need to have a lot of HP in these actual fights, otherwise, you know, you're just going to die from death hits or just from the preemptive and rage hit from GARP. So yeah, he can be annoying, but the thing about it is, the strength GARP, as we mentioned, is such an MVP unit for this particular raid boss, because he gets rid of the chain reduction that the Sengoku puts on your crew. He also gets rid of the attack down GARP puts on your crew, and as we said with stage 3, how your captains get binded for 6 turns, Marco also gets rid of that. So yeah, once again, Marco the MVP of the raid, and overall, I'm really happy with this raid. You know, it is a very, very challenging raid. A lot of people are going to struggle with this. I would suggest, you know, running the lower stamina difficulties of this, and you know, potentially getting some copies from Chopper Man. It is 3 times skill up as of me recording this video right now and on his release. So you know, if you do want to max him out, this is the best opportunity to do so. But this is going to end this video, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it, and if you guys did, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.